Dr. Chris Jones, host of the podcast Seeing to Lead here. I want to welcome you to a collaborative project called Small Nuggets, Big Change. I'm doing this with Craig Shapiro, a fantastic educator, author, and host of the podcast Cutting the Crap with Shap. These episodes are designed to take a prompt we provide for each other and then in 10 minutes give you some small nuggets that will lead to big changes in your personal and professional life. We don't talk or listen to each other's answers before recording. What you are about to hear is our take in various areas to help you improve from day to day. Remember, success is not a destination, but a journey. Keep moving forward because you are awesome. We want to personally thank you for taking the time to listen and encourage you to subscribe to our channels, share with your comments, and offer any suggestions. Now, on to the show. Would you ever use a wrench for a hammer? Of course not. Do you have trouble staying organized or managing your time with everything you're trying to do to get the results you want? Maybe. So, are you using the right tool for the right job? Are you sure about that? Hey, everybody. Doc Jones here again with another episode of Small Nuggets, Big Change with my colleague, friend, great author, podcaster, teacher, Craig Shapiro. And this week, the prompt is the right tool. So oftentimes in life, we try to get things done, but we realize in our rush that we're not using the right tool, or even better, sometimes we don't realize that. Now, this is a phrase I've used with my sons all the time. I've even sometimes used it with myself after I realize what I'm doing. But when we rush around and fail to plan, we end up just using whatever we can or have at our fingertips. And quite often, it's not well thought out. And because it isn't planned, it ends up being the wrong tool. So when we set our goals and we realize that maybe we're not where we want to be, we kind of rush around and get things done and do it all at once instead of taking those small planned steps. And then we find out that we're not using the right tools and not leveraging the best things that we possibly can. So here's the thing. What we need to do is make sure we plan. If you want to do something as far as a goal in your life, make sure you take the time to plan. Half the time, we don't reach our goals because they're set poorly, because we didn't stop, reflect, and put in the time to plan the goal before putting in the time to try and reach the goal. And then we end up using the wrong tool. If you want to organize yourself, is that a paper notebook? Is that sticky notes on your desk? Is that a calendar, an electronic type of thing? Well, maybe none, maybe some, but you have to find which one works right for you. In other words, you got to find the right tool. If you want to improve yourself in any way, lifting, you need to make sure that you're doing the proper lifts. Those are the right tools. However, one of the tools you may be missing in your toolbox is your diet. Are you eating the right things? Or sleep. Are you getting enough of that? See, oftentimes to reach our goals, we need to use multiple tools, but we get so stuck on one that we don't switch. Or the other side of that coin, we grab every bright, shiny light as it comes along, hoping that that's the answer. So here's my answer to you for the right tool. 1, think about what your goal is. 2, reflect on it. Spend time. Put the time in. It'll save you time on the other end. I think it was Abraham Lincoln that said if he had to cut down a tree, he'd spend 5 hours sharpening the axe, a half hour cutting down the tree. Something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing, but don't pretend you don't get that. And then 3, select a tool that fits what's going to work for you based on your lifestyle, your habits, so that you can be as successful as possible. Look, small nuggets, big change. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen. Do us a favor, subscribe, then rate and review the show, but more importantly, share it with somebody that this message might resound or help them out. That's how this show grows, and that's how it's most useful to everybody. Have a great one, and remember, you are awesome.
Hi, everyone, Shap. I want to thank my good friend, Dr. Chris Jones, for coming up with today's prompt for Small Nuggets, Big Change, and it's called the right tool. So as I was thinking about this, I'm guessing that Chris is probably going to be doing something around tools, but I'm going to kind of go in a little bit of a different direction. So for me, I am a huge fitness fan. I don't actually, not even a fan, it's a passion of mine. And the gym I go to, the guys I train with, we have our own bars, like our own bars that we lift with. And people will always kind of say like, why do you have your own bar? And I'll say to them, until you've used a really good bar, you don't know what it's like. And I'm going to relate that to the right tool in anything that we do. Like for me, it's wellness, but I know my father-in-law is incredibly handy, and he would always talk about having the right tool for the right situation and making sure it's a good quality tool. And I can tell you, I'll just mention a very quick story. I was taking apart a ping pong table the other day, and, we had like 10 million screwdrivers in our garage, and it was crazy the difference between the really cheap ones and the really good ones. The really good ones were like amazing, and the really cheap ones were horrible. And my message is kind of really simple. It's the right tool is a combination of obviously knowing the tool that you want to use. And I'm not even talking about just like kind of fixing things. It's just a general statement. You want to know what's going to work for you. And once you figure out what's going to work for you for whatever task it is or whatever part of your life, the next thing is get something that's really going to make your life easier. A lot of times we look and we spend the least amount of money on things, but it ends up that we have to keep replacing it because it's junk. And I've seen that myself when it comes to like fitness equipment. Get something really good, not crazy, but get something that you're really going to be able to utilize and take advantage of it and be happy with it. So the right tool for me is not just about kind of fixing things, also more about life. Having the right thing for the right time and also making sure it's good quality. So first of all, thank you so much for checking out Small Nuggets, Big Change. Chris and I are grateful for your responses. We love hearing what you have to say. Please support our channel. Please subscribe to Cutting the Crap with Shap. That's me. And Seeing to Lead. That's for Dr. Jones. We'd love your support. Also, give us a few topics that you're really interested in. That's how the channel grows. It's interesting for us, and we'd really love to hear what you have to say. So thanks again for all you do. You are awesome.
Hey everyone, Doc Jones here with a wrap up for the topic, the right tool. I just listened to Shap's response, and what an important set of things he said, because he spoke in general terms. And it's interesting that we both hit the idea of a tool and getting the right kind of tool and how you can tell the difference between the really good tools and the imitators, the fakers, so to speak, the cheaper version. And he talked about the barbell, how you don't know a good barbell until you've used a good barbell and feel the difference. And while that's great talking about tools and the different things we go about during our regular lives, fixing things or working on things or working out, which I consider working on something ourselves, which is the most important thing to work on. The overall thing that really stood out to me about what Shap said was the idea of getting what works for you, the right tool for you. Look, we talk about setting goals. We talk about getting incrementally better, but those things don't just happen. They take a lot of work. They take a lot of perseverance. And if we're going to work that hard and persevere through any obstacles, we want to make sure we're using strategies that work well for us. So we want to make sure we're using the right tool. So I want to thank all of you for tuning into this, because I'm hoping ultimately that one of these small nuggets that lead to big change leads you to the right tool or become the right tool for you. So make sure you keep commenting. We really appreciate it. And we love reading the comments, and give us some ideas. Like Craig mentioned, throw some ideas out there to us. We're really interested, and we'd love to take those for a run as we do with each other's prompts. So his channel is Cutting the Crap with Shap. Please subscribe to that when you leave this video, and take a chance, look at mine, Seeing to Lead. And then by doing that, by commenting, you can really help our channels grow. You can help this project help many more people. You can help us find the right tool to spread these small nuggets for big change. And before you leave, I just want you to remember, thanks for putting in the effort to change yourself for the better. And remember, no matter what obstacle, no matter when you fall short, when you get back up, do so remembering that you are awesome. Again, thanks for listening to the Small Nuggets Big Change podcast. Like I said, two of us providing value through a quote we gave to each other. We're all just trying to improve. Make sure you start building those habits today by taking action on something you heard. Connect with us via social media, but remember to subscribe, rate, review, and share your comments. It really helps the show out. Remember to check out our other podcasts as well, Cutting the Crap with Shap by Craig Shapiro and Seeing to Lead by me, Chris Jones. We would both appreciate you helping us build these projects up and out as we go. Now, go have a successful week because you are awesome.